YouTube was good. It's your boy, Paul says, they kids crazy off. Hey, guess what? This your first time tuning in. Go ahead, hit the doggone subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Every time I post some new content. Uh, Today is Freestyle Friday, and hopefully I can bring on my my partner, my battle buddy, if you will, Rambo Zach, and then we gonna we gonna talk some good shit today. Um, a lot of it is probably gonna be um, a rerun or whatever of the stuff that I've actually really have said, the past couple of days. And if some new stuff come in, then hey, by all means, we'll this is this is what we'll uh, talk about. I'm just actually really sending some stuff out now, and basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna do this, the waiting game and or whatever it is that you actually really want to call it. Uh, we're gonna do that, and then hopefully we could actually really cover some ground here. A lot of stuff going on. For those of y'all that's for those of y'all that actually like really keeping up like with certain things, apparently today, because I just saw it on another channel, and today I want to say is, oh yeah, today is Barack Obama's birthday, right? And so it's his birthday, and then Trump got arrested yesterday with all of this stuff that's actually really going on. What the powers that be, or the powers that shouldn't be, is what I like to call them, right? All this stuff that's going on with Trump, talking about that he tried to overturn the 2020 election so he can act like really stay in power, and then the shit that happened on January the 6th and all that kind of stuff, they want to put all that shit. They want to put all that shit on doggone Donald Trump. But the thing about it though, the thing about it though is this: when the majority, of the American public, right, they already know that the presidential election is always fixed. It's been fixed, right? Because the thing about it though is this: if you act like, because whatever, what is it, the electoral college or whatever. So um, there's no that the presidential election has never been decided by the American people. It's always been represented. It's always been represented, or it's always been decided by the people that the American people put in office, right? So the thing about it though, you actually really got to stop and look at this, and you got to be like, okay, so a lot of us, we don't want to. It's almost like, okay, well, we don't want that responsibility. So we gonna pick you if you sound good enough, we're gonna pick you, put you in office to represent us. And then so for the most part, you almost gotta actually really stop and look at, okay, well, y'all want me. So it's cause basically this is how the fuck I would do it, and I can say it because I feel like that first and foremost, I'm not gonna run for office no time soon. I don't want that goddamn headache. Well, let's just say for shits and giggles that I did, right? I wouldn't. I was like, so I'll be like, well, let me get this straight. Y'all want me to represent. Y'all gonna put me in office so I can actually really represent y'all. Well, a lot of you motherfuckers can't even count to five, and you call yourself grown, right? So, it's just one of those things, people. It's good.
What's going on, big time?
Uh, Not a whole lot. Just doing like somewhat of a little warm up. Uh, I don't know if you know this or not, but today is Barack Obama's birthday,
Oh,
right? And then,
wonder what's his
and,
chef gonna cook?
yeah, and then, well, hey, look, they boxed him up already, but it's funny that it's Barack Obama's birthday and all of that stuff that's going on with President Trump, right? And
Hmm.
that's the person because after Obama, it was Trump. So it kind of makes you think about, okay, well, what's really going on here, right? So, and then so basically like what I was saying, and then this is something that I ain't got to tell you. They sitting up here trying to doggone, put charges on Trump, talking about where he tried to overturn the election, and then the shit what happened with January 6th. It's almost like these motherfuckers are shooting blanks, or they actually are really shooting, but they keep missing the damn target for whatever reason. I mean, if because I was just sitting up here talking before you come on, the average the average American, right? They already know that the presidential election is fixed. Because no matter how many times me and you and people like us will vote, it's really not this. And we thinking that, okay, if we go vote, we actually really thinking, okay, our voice is being heard. But with the electoral college, they can be like, okay, well, we gonna do these votes like how we want to do them, right? So, so again, and this is one of the main reasons why I only voted twice. I only voted twice, since I've been grown. And the first time I voted, it was for President Clinton because, okay, for one, he's from Arkansas, and two, I didn't know no fucking better, right? And then the second time I voted, it was to get Bush out of office because, with the whole 9/11 thing that went down, right? Then he goes over, he sends the motherfucking inspectors over to Saudi Arabia to look for weapons of mass destruction. They didn't find shit, and they sent us over there any goddamn way. So I was just like, yeah, if we could get this motherfucker out of office, let's get him out of office, right? Because a lot of our brothers and sisters died because of what the fuck that he wanna, what the fuck he wanna try to accomplish for himself, or clean up the job that his daddy left. So I mean that's always been that's how I've always looked at it. That's how I will always continue to look at it. So, but in either case, I know you saw the video that I sent you with Robert Kennedy. He was at the RFK Jr. when he was at the barbershop talking with those guys. Now,
Oh yeah.
yeah, so and then he actually like really, because I actually really sat down and watched it, and I was just like, damn, they can actually like really distribute water like that, put sewer systems in certain places. I'm like, damn, they actually like really could do that. I just kind of figured like, okay, well, however the sewer system works, right? This is just like, okay, you always want to try to dump it into the river, which I actually really kind of feel like, okay, well, that's kind of fucked up too, because of what's actually really in the river. You finna fuck up a whole lot of fish and any other marine life that's in the river or the ocean or whatever the case may be. But I just felt like I was just like, damn, this motherfucker, he actually like really putting out some real shit. And I'm just like, and ain't nobody trying to knock him off. Right? So because come on now, me and you know the truth. The first time you start bumping your gums just a little bit too tough, they coming for you. But he sat there and he gave the information out or whatever, and then hey, it is what it is. So that, and then what are your thoughts? Because I sent you the video of what I did with Obama's chef. So give your thoughts about on all of that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of coincidence, but just about the RFK thing, real quick. I'm just the more interviews I watch about that guy, the more impressed I am. He
Yeah,
he's very interesting. But with the Obama chef thing, I nothing puts it. I don't put anything past those people. First of all, he's been nowhere to be found during a presidential cycle when the party needs him.
yeah,
You would think, because if you look at Joe Biden and all the controversy he's surrounded by, it just seems bizarre that he wouldn't be out there campaigning or doing something. And for the chef taking a lick, God knows what the chef had access to the house and this and that. Who knows what he was privy to, and the timing of it's odd. And it's weird that they haven't come out and said anything either about it, just publicly. And it's just it's a bizarre thing, but I wouldn't put anything past them. It's if I've learned one thing in the last couple of months, it's just validated that the American political arm is dwindling, and it's tough to see. It's really it's a sad thing that they're doing to Trump, because it's like everybody, I should say everybody, but the majority of the planet knows that if he wasn't trying to run for president, they wouldn't be pursuing him with these charges. These charges exist before they happen. This election stuff it's nonsense. Just like Russia was nonsense. The Russia collusion thing, they haven't stopped. They just continue to just go after him. Eventually, something's going to stick, and I worry for him because they're aiming for him. And to have such a corrupt family in the White House to date is it's very telling on where this country's at, and it's to me it's quite concerning. Honestly, it's concerning to me because I always think like I'm going to wake up and something's going to change, but to me it's more and more bizarre as it goes on, and it just seems like the populace is more and more distracted simultaneously. So it's
but you know
concerning,
what?
honestly. So it's a bit depressing, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
but I gotta ask you this. I gotta ask you this, and I actually really said it in the show that I did a couple days ago with the cocaine that they found in the White House
Right.
and the chef come up mysteriously dead or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, knowing how the I don't want to say the majority, but let's just say 2% of the American people that think like how we think, right? We see that shit, right? And how come they, why not just like, okay, somebody snuck some cocaine in the White House. Let's not put that shit out, right? And it's the same thing like with the chef. Okay, if the chef saw something, if Obama and Big Mike they was in there sword fighting and shit, he saw it, right? No, I'm just telling you, man. Look, look, I'm just telling you. Come on,
Uh,
because think about it like this, right? Think about it like this, right? As a kid,
Jesus.
look, come on now, stick with look, stick with me on this, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
as a kid, now, granted the fact, I never did it, but some of my some of my friends, they've like, you know, mom and dad is still sexually active, right? So if you peep through the peephole, right, and if you see mom, she got her head, face down, ass up, right? So dad like drilling the shit out of mama. So you see that, and then you so busy looking, you hit your head on the doorknob, right? And so they hear that, and then you gotta hurry up. First and foremost, they gonna stop what the fuck they doing. You gonna run your little ass off like you ain't seen shit or heard shit, right? So I'm just like, okay, so this is what the fuck the chef did, right? He saw some shit and he knocked over some shit. They heard it, and like Big Mike said, get him at all costs, right? So, and then I don't know if you actually really saw it because there's a TikTok video that's out there right now where that Obama is out on the golf course. His eyes all fucked up and his fingers are, wrapped up, right? And this was like days after the chef supposedly had drowned out there at Martha's Vineyard. So, but my whole deal is, what I'm saying is this: you found cocaine in the White House. You already know. We all know ain't nobody finna get motherfucking arrested, right? But they put it out there any goddamn way, right? And so the whole shit with Obama, personal chef, family chef or whatever. Okay, yeah, he got knocked off. And so you got to be like, okay, are they really looking for the motherfucking perpetrator? Right? But then again, when you sit up here and you go back and look at the history of Obama and Big Mike, just like that one press conference. I don't know, somebody might have been getting promoted, but he says Michael and I, right? So you already know what clip that I'm talking about. So I'm just like, okay, if you've been married to somebody for as long as that you say you've been married to, how you gonna fuck up your wife's name? Like, seriously. To be perfectly honest, Michael and Michelle don't sound nothing alike. I mean, it's kind of the similarities are there, right? But if listen, you've been together that damn long, the chances of you fucking up your wife's name is slim to none, right? So I'm just like,
Well,
what year?
you got to look into, people forgot about this part, but when Trump was running, uh, like before he was president the first time during that election cycle, before he actually became president, while Obama was still in office, he had like he funded all this stuff with this sheriff out of Arizona and all this stuff saying the Obama birth certificate is fake. And what you've come to realize is people say, "Oh, this guy's out of his mind. He's crazy. He's stupid." He's savvy enough to understand that that would be an issue for him politically and also litigiously. However, he continued to do it because he knew it was not real. And the reason this is imperative is because if, in fact, which I've looked into some of the stuff, it seems to me as if the story doesn't make sense, his origin story. Uh, so he seems to me like he's like some asset from like the intelligence agency, which doesn't seem that, which seemed weird then, but doesn't seem so far fetched now. As a guy, as we've seen, these intelligence agencies who came out and said that Hunter Biden laptop wasn't real. They had all these people sign a letter, and then it comes out, oh, it is real. Okay, um, we've seen the sweetheart deals they've given the Democratic Party. They're obviously politically aligned with them, and it's not that far fetched to have Barack Obama implanted uh, as a guy who was, bred bred to be that individual, and they put an individual like Michelle Obama in there to be, I don't know what you would like to call it, like an intelligence asset. You're going to be vice president, and you guys are, sweethearts, and it's the greatest thing in the world. And the narrative is, oh, she's one of the most beautiful women in the world. Look at her. Oh, she looks like what a beautiful first lady. It's like, not really. She looks fucking. Uh, I don't get it. I don't get what people are seeing. But
Okay,
like,
the
you would
picture,
have people. They would have you believe she's like, she should be on the cover of fucking Vogue or something. And it's just like, what?
okay, the
And
bitch. First and foremost, the
but
bitch is tall. She tall as fuck. She need to be
yeah,
playing in the WNBA or whatever, right?
yeah.
I'm just like,
But if
come
you
on
see
now.
their kids, the kids don't look like them.
Yeah, because
They're out. They just a lot of it doesn't make sense.
I mean, because I got a video. I got a video saved on my YouTube library where that is called "Meet the Parents." Well, okay, he'll come back. You know, we'll wait for him. We'll wait for him. But the thing about doing this, people, you know, a lot of us, a lot of y'all, well, a lot of us, right? We know the truth, and like a lot of this shit that actually, like a lot of this shit that actually really goes on, right? Some of y'all, I don't, I really don't know if the majority of the people, I don't know if y'all actually like really care to know what the fuck is really going on, or you're actually like really too scared to actually like really say that say your piece. So I'm just like what actually really what gives here? Hold on. So it's just one of those things that you know once you actually really stop and think about it for a minute, uh, you got to be like, okay, well, what's actually like really going on here? Why put certain shit out there, right? Knowing damn well that a lot of questions, a lot of questions is actually really going to be asked. And yeah, there he is. Yeah, what happened? You
Oh,
just
it's weird, man. You got. I took a screenshot of this page. It said it clicked out. I gotta send you this. I don't know if I can get out of the browser so I can text it. It says, let me look at this thing. Man, you gotta see this. Hold on. I don't know if you've ever seen this one. Hold on for a second. I
okay. Go ahead.
screenshotted it. That's a first. Well, I guess we're talking about a little too crazy shit. Wait till you see this. I just sent it to you.
Okay. All right. I'm waiting for it. Oh, yeah.
What the fuck? Anyhow, that's a new one.
Okay. Hold on. I just got it. Hold on. Let me see. The browser has blocked your mic and camera. Damn. Okay. All right. Damn. Seriously. But you know what though? You know what? I gotta. Damn. It happened. Okay. I don't know. You know. I'm at this. Look, people. I'm at this point now where that I don't want to sit up here and say, well, fuck it. I'm gonna actually really go. Well, fuck it. I'm just gonna actually really just come out and say it, right? I don't want to feel like how Ice Cube is, because they would say, well, okay, well, don't nobody want to. They don't want to meet. I'm not in the club, blah 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 blah, and all that kind of shit, right? And and then again, who knows? I act like might need to go act like really do more research on YouTube. You know, well, put like this: I know at least one person that that actually really speaks the same language somewhat that I do. I mean, he'll give you numbers. Yeah, they they
Well,
got you
hopefully
again.
that's the last time. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've never seen that pop up.
yeah, I know. I mean, because and then again, because I've been having problems out of my internet for the past couple of days. You know,
That's wild.
and then I was actually like really because I was just like, damn, I really hope that shit don't shut down. Because we scheduled to do this today,
Yep.
right? And I'm just like, okay, well, damn, I really hope that nothing weird happens, and I'll be damn, there it is. But
I never never
but
seen that pop up.
yeah, but my thing is, I you know, I mean, it's a lot of folk out there, that for the most part, they speak the same language that we speak in a sense. But sometimes and I could be wrong about this, but I always feel like, okay, yeah, we can all speak the same language, right? But if you got commercial backing behind your shit, then I question. I really question. You could be telling the truth, right? But I really question on you putting it out there because I'm like, motherfucker, you got sponsors,
Yeah.
okay? And so I'm just saying because because I because I go through YouTube and I try to like look at shit what other people say. There's a lot of motherfucking reaction videos, and I'm looking at this. I'm just like, okay, well, all what the fuck they doing is reacting to what other motherfuckers say or do. For that most part, I'm like, but they got all of these motherfucking subscribers. They get all these goddamn views, and so I'm just like, okay, so damn, Hollywood got y'all ass too, right? I'm just
Wow.
now. I mean, think about it, because these motherfuckers they on strike right now, and just like
Yeah.
with that, bitch that she claimed that she got captured, right? Talking about, she saw a toddler on the goddamn highway.
Oh yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, so
And then they made it national news.
yeah, and I'm just like, okay, so you the only motherfucker that saw this child, right? Didn't nobody else see this child? And then you almost got to ask yourself, how did the child get there? You know? And then when I first heard about it, I knew it was bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's almost like then when Good Morning America came out, oh, it was bullshit. Then here come everybody else hollering about it was bullshit. I'm like, look, I told y'all it was bullshit the first day that I saw it.
Yeah.
Right? But everybody else, they can get these 1,000+ views on it, and then here there's I say something and I do good if I get 35. So
Yeah.
but
Shadow banning. They know how to do it.
yeah. But I
There
just
is
look at it
shadow
like
banning out there.
yeah. But I look at it like this. The truth is the truth, regardless of who the fuck says it. At least that's what the fuck I like to believe. Now, okay, I get it. I'm retired motherfucking United States Army. This is like pretty much nothing more than a hobby to me. Right? So and then I'm just like, well, damn, at least send some love my goddamn way. But if it
Yeah,
but if it,
you would
but
think.
if it causes me to motherfucking be like, okay, well, we gonna give you some love, but we gonna need you to like sign some paperwork. Then I'm like, you know what? I can be like, okay, no, but then again, I'm looking at the fact, okay, what me and you talk about, unless you Alex Jones or motherfucking Joe Rogan, don't nobody actually really comment it like how we do. It's almost like I'll give you a prime example. Say a house, somebody's house burns. You ain't necessarily gotta know who the fuck house it is. Just know that motherfucker caught on fire, right? And so here come. So if you're around, right, you call 911. Hey, guess what? It's a house on fire on such and such street. So here come the police. Here come the fire wagon. Here come the ambulance. Here come the goddamn news media, right? But the thing about it though is this: all what the fuck they gonna say? Hey, look, at 6 o'clock on such and such street, the house caught on fire. Everybody got out the house, or wasn't nobody in the house, and they'll leave it alone. They won't say shit else about it, right? But what I like to try to do, I can't listen. For me, I like, okay, the house caught on fire. Okay, how it catch on fire? Or why did it catch on fire? Right? That that is what I look for. It's what the fuck I talk about. Where everybody else they say, okay, the house caught on fire. I'm like, well, damn, motherfucker, you don't know. You don't know why it caught on fire? Did anybody get hurt? Oh, tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm just like, okay, look, you can't just sit up here and tell me, hey, the house is on fire. It's no different than me, like, okay, if I see a big booty bitch and my dick get hard, the fuck you expect what's gonna happen next? See what I'm saying? So I'm just like, okay, so what gives here? Because I know I ain't fucked up. I know I'm not confused. But it's I don't know. Maybe people they really think that they know what the fuck they talking about. Everybody get their opinion, but I'm just like, okay, that shit is shallow, right? You in the motherfucking you in the kiddie pool. You in the kiddie part of the fucking pool. You ain't in the 12 feet. So hey man, I get it, but sometimes
Well,
I just look at it like I don't know.
look at the way they covered the media covered. You see a story about this soldier that ran across the North Korean border,
Yeah,
U.S.
yeah,
Army.
I talked about that.
This shit is insane. The way that they had the family on television. I don't know if you saw that interview with the family. Basically, like it's like he was like captured or something. It's like, listen,
Yeah,
this was a shit soldier who
yeah,
was going to be court-martialed, who darted across the fucking border sneakily, and is causing all sorts of fucking trouble. It's just like, first of all, if the media was responsible, they would not say anything because this is not some Brittany Griner fucking situation, which you could believe one way or another about that. If you
yeah,
look at the backstory of this individual, I'd love to talk to his people who are in his unit, his leadership, or whatnot,
yeah,
because it's obvious on what the fuck we're dealing with here,
yeah,
and it's just like, really.
yeah.
I mean, they had a
Hey,
family in there. I mean, it may as well have been a hostage situation. It's like he ran over there after God. God knows what else he's been doing.
yeah. Because
And the,
it's just like what you said. It's just like what you said. If you are a shit soldier, why are you on a tour to go to the DMZ? You
no, he
know,
wasn't. He wasn't on the tour to go to the. Listen, listen.
so
They
he just
sent
showed up
him. No, 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 no. So basically, they sent his ass on a civilian flight, or he was supposed to show up to a civilian flight at the airport to fly back to Fort Bliss to get court-martialed or to, get reprimanded by the unit, some shit.
there.
He ran away from the airport. He had all this shit planned out. Ran away from the airport, hired a tour company, just like you're a tourist.
Yeah,
Went to the DMZ like as a tourist,
yeah. Uh huh.
and then ran across.
So okay.
I
So
thought the same shit. I thought the same shit you just said. I thought because when we were in Korea, like they sent all of us to the DM, or a few or whatever to the DMZ, and you
yeah,
do the whole tour. But he was a part of like he was like pretending to be on leave, on vacation, whatever, and he got a part of a tour group that just civilians were on, just regular people who happened to be visiting South Korea.
yeah,
And then he had probably already been on the actual tour because he had some insight on how to do this, and then did it.
yeah. But you
I
know
thought the
what?
same thing you did. That's
Yeah,
the story. I've read a couple different stories. But that's the latest one I've read,
yeah. But regardless of,
which is
because
weird to me how they're not escorting him to the
yeah,
airport. But
because
I guess
first
they
of all,
just put him on the tour bus and then sent him to the with a ticket, like, hey,
yeah.
show up to Fort Bliss. But I don't know. It all seems bizarre to me.
because he was either a private or a PFC. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, okay. So I'm just like, okay. Let's be reasonable here. What private or PFC that that's gonna put like this? Well, I was a PFC once, and I did some outlandish shit, but I know that I wouldn't. You know, you do shit that you can get away with. Okay, but ain't no way in hell that I'm finna just run across into enemy territory, knowing what the fuck the consequences is gonna be, right? You know, and it's almost like okay, because what they were saying, that's the first time some shit happened like that since 1982. So
Yeah.
that's 40 plus years. So I'm just like, okay, so, and I've been to the DMZ, right? Hell, who hasn't been up there, and
Yeah.
to see how and to see how separate that shit is. That shit is like it's ridiculous. I mean, but at the same time, okay, I get it. And then I'm just like, okay, you gotta be a very determined motherfucker that you dig underground and to come out on the other end. Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, damn, these were some pissed off motherfuckers to do some shit like that, you know. And I'm just like, and then for this motherfucker to just run across.
He said they were chasing him, and my man was sprinting, bam,
Yeah,
into. Like, but my question is like, what the fuck is he thinking?
yeah,
I don't even think it was that big a deal. Like what he was in trouble for, I guess, or maybe it was. But if it was that big a deal, they would have had him. They would have had MPs fucking escorting him or some shit.
yeah. And so that's
They
what
said
I'm
it
saying.
was. They said
That's
it
what I'm
was more
saying.
like supposedly disciplinary or some shit like that. So it's just like, it just seems bizarre, man.
Yeah. And, so that, and then the shit. Did you hear about the two Navy soldiers that got
Yeah, the
arrested?
Chinese stuff.
Yeah. So I'm just like,
The hell's going on?
so again, and see, and this is what the fuck. This is what the fuck that we have talked about. What it said in oath, right? What it said in oath. It said, I'm gonna protect this country against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. But the thing about it is this: ain't nobody foreign. We all domestic people. So I'm just like, so if they did this, right? I'm just like, okay. So kind of like with the guy that over in Korea. So I'm just like, okay, what the fuck is really going on here? I mean, because
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, because you already know what the fuck is gonna happen to you if you call yourself running across that damn border. You already know you finna get fucked off. And so I'm just like, okay, so you sell you sell shit to China. You already know what the fuck is gonna happen to you. You know, because I'm just looking like this. Regardless of what anybody else say, the equipment that you and I worked on is like the baddest shit out there. Ain't nothing for the top what we worked on. I'm so fucking sorry to say it. Anybody want to disagree with me? They can come see me. Plain and simple. You know, but and our shit was the most sensitive shit. It still is the most sensitive shit out there. It is, it is. What we did, and people like me, you, Super Smooth, uh, my other army buddies, the equipment that we worked on is like no other. I gives a damn about the rest of that shit, right? But because I just look like this, everything else is motherfucking ground is on the ground. But if you ain't got the ability to take that shit out that's up in the air, then it's a motherfucking lost cause as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're air defenders, or we are. Look, I'll always be a goddamn air defender. Motherfucker can tell me right, hey, Sir Harris, look, we gonna need for you to ride a crew drill. Okay. Show it to me a couple of times, and then if I gotta jump up and down on a launch at motherfucking 50 years old, then hey, so be it. You know,
Like riding a bike,
hopefully,
you'll be all right.
hopefully that shit won't happen. But
Yeah,
you get where I'm coming, you get where I'm going with this though. But
yeah.
I'm almost like, okay, he run off, then they want to sell shit to China. Then I'm just like, okay, what is really going on here? I'm just like, okay, well, I mean, because I'm just like, at this point, motherfucker, you should know better. At this point of the junction, you should know better, right? But then again, I guess when you got motherfuckers like Hillary Clinton that want to delete shit, and hey, I don't know, man. It is what it is.
I mean, you even got Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, basically starting proxy wars in Ukraine. It's just this shit's out of control. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I'm at a loss for words. And I'm hoping that there seems to be some grand plan, but just a couple of days ago, Janet Yellen, they just downgraded the credit score of the United States. And Elon Musk was basically like, this is ridiculous. How can you have countries that rely on the United States for their defense have higher credit scores? Oh, it's a financial decision, this and that. But it's just like, yeah, well, when it comes down to it, it's about war. And I'm telling you, man, I see some stuff in cities. I see some stuff as I travel. Man, the humanity out there is getting a bit wild. To be honest with you, I'm seeing some wild shit. They got an open border. The economy's dwindling. Gas prices going up. It's literally 120 degrees in Phoenix. But they say 31 days, 32 days in a row. It's like I don't know, man. It's some odd times. Is the best way I can wrap my head around.
I read the fact, Arkansas has been known for hot weather, but it's been hotter than usual here in Arkansas, right? I mean,
yeah.
And I'm just like, and then I heard about the stuff that's going on in Phoenix, and then I'm just like, but the thing about it though,
in Florida, it's been like usually like this time of year it's hot, but it rains. It generally rains like every like afternoon, just say for like 30 minutes, but it like downpours and it kind of knocks stuff down.
yeah,
Where it had been raining a lot, we finally got a couple days, but it just I don't even know, maybe for a month and a half, it was just crazy. And they were having issues at this school, like people are freaking out. School's about to start, and they repaved like this whole. They tore out the old parking lot and like they wanted to repave it, and they were
yeah,
having issues. They were delayed by 11 days because they were having a hard time to get the asphalt to seal because they were
yeah,
laying it during the day and it was so damn hot that it wasn't sealing properly. And people are like,
yeah,
"What? It's so damn hot that the asphalt can't, tighten up the way it should be." And it's like, whoa, because there's
yeah.
enough humidity in the air, but it's so damn hot. It's like wow, some strange
But you know
things are
what though?
occurring.
But
And
you know what though?
the water temperatures down here have been close to 100 degrees,
Yeah.
which when it comes to hurricane season is a huge issue down here.
Now I gotta, it's funny that you said that about with the roads. I can remember, and shit, you already know how old I am. I'm 50 years old, but I can remember days here in Little Rock, Arkansas, and this is actually like really a testament of the materials that they used back then versus what they use now. It was certain streets in Arkansas where that it would get so hot that the asphalt would melt, like that top layer, right? And so they would actually like really come by with the dump trucks or whatever, and they put they would just actually like really just cover the road with dirt. So it got where that it became a dirt road versus asphalt. Now it's been 100 plus. It's been 100 plus here in Arkansas, and none of these streets have melted. The
Hmm.
top layer of ain't none of that shit happened. So I'm just like, okay, so what gives here? I mean, yeah, I get it. It is hot, right? But for me, something ain't quite right here. And so for
Yeah.
me, I'm quick. Me, right? I'm quick to yell harp. Them bastards that cut the harp machines on, right? And it's hot as fuck. And the thing about it though, let's just say this: anything past the so-called Mason Dixon line, right? Is hotter than a motherfucker, right? Anything above it, right? Yeah, it's still hot, but it's not as hot, down, far as like anything below the Mason Dixon line. And, so because I I pay attention to the weather, right? So I'm just like, okay, it ain't like how I remember it. Because just like say, the asphalt would melt, that top layer, right? And then you knew that it melted because when a car drive past it, right, you can hear it like it's how like you can have like some glue or whatever, and you put it down, and then when you say, "Oh, I fucked up," and then you pull it, then you can hear it, right? So I'm just
Right.
like, okay,
Got some
this ain't. I'm like,
pat,
okay, I
some
got
pat
it,
to
but
it.
this ain't like how this ain't like how it was. And then I remember it being so hot that here in Arkansas that the birds wouldn't even fucking fly. They be up in the damn trees. But these motherfuckers out here flying around. So I'm just like,
Hmm.
okay, so okay, it's hot, I got it. But the birds are still flying around. 30 years ago, 40 years ago, whatever, when I was before I joined the army, it be hot to the motherfucker, and them birds be in the trees. Them birds did not fucking
Hmm.
fly back then. But but they fly now. So I'm just like, okay.
Is it?
I
It's
mean,
interesting with the harp. It's possible.
yeah, I mean
They
because the
started
thing
with
about
they
it
started with
is this.
COVID. They couldn't pull it off. They
So
they
they're gonna
couldn't pull it
burn
off
so
with COVID.
now
Okay.
you're gonna burn up everybody, you know?
Next operation. Well,
Yeah, so
also
go
like
ahead.
else, it's like they doing something.
Uh-huh. So I'm just like, I'm it's like I'm
The
saying,
wildfires, the smoke.
yeah, it's like what I'm saying, I'm 50 years old, so I've seen this before. I know how hot it gets in Arkansas, but it's like, okay, this ain't, I'm telling you, Zach, it's not the same type of hot. It really ain't, and I'm just like,
Mm.
okay, and it's almost like, okay, well, then like say, I always have to go back to the motherfucking heart machines because it's 13 of them. The tree, they this they are placed in certain places on Earth, right? And this was something that I always, even as a kid, I'm just like, okay, how come that the weather has to move? You know how, like, here in the United States, right? You write from left to right. And so basically that's how the fucking weather goes. The weather goes from left to right. And then sometimes it comes from right to left. And so when you look at shit and then you were like, because I've always wondered, I'm like, how come it always gotta come this way? How come it can't come this way or do this? But the thing about it though is like, okay, back in the 80s, when Reagan he did the motherfucking Star Wars shit, and there's no heart was a part of it. Heart was a part of that shit. So basically, what the bastards they did, they looked at, okay, well, hey, look, we can do this, we can manipulate shit. So by all means. So you look at that, you look at the heart, you look at the goddamn chemtrails, and then you wonder why it's hot as fuck right now. Because of how they concentrate shit. So again, it always goes back as as far as I can fucking remember. In 1973, they took homosexuality off of the books. It was no longer classified as a mental disorder. 7 years later, AIDS is born, right? So it is almost like, okay, these motherfuckers been trying to get rid of us since the motherfucking clock started. If you actually really stop and think about it for a minute, because we gonna kill you with homosexuality. We gonna kill you with AIDS. We gonna kill you with SARS. We gonna kill you with motherfucking with COVID-19 or the jab or whatever the fuck it is. It's like these motherfuckers is actually like really throwing everything, including motherfuck the kitchen sink. These motherfuckers just snatched the damn toilet bowl out the fucking floor and they throwing it at us now with piss and shit in it. Like, seriously. I'm just like, but when it's all said and done, come election time, these same motherfuckers, they want us to go to the voting booth. The fuck for? Well, y'all already know who's gonna be in office. Like, seriously.
It's wild, man. What I was looking at the odds in Vegas too. It was just like, man, not a great sign when they got Biden up. It's just like I cannot fathom that he'll be running again. It's crazy.
So yeah, so I'm just like, just I'm just like, come on now. I'm not gonna sit up here and say that I'm the only one that sees this. Because I know
Yeah,
you see it.
exactly. Yeah,
I know that you see it.
yeah.
So I'm just like, for me, right? I'm just like, okay, well, if we see it, how many other people see it? But at the same time, though, right? I'm like, okay, well, how do you really see it? How y'all see it? I mean, because I was listening to this one motherfucker, and then they were just like, Okay, well, they could be like on the right track, you know, and then that one word they'll say that one word or a phrase or a sentence. They'll be like, "Yep, you done crashed and burned," you know, and it goes back to that old saying, right? Yeah, you can know how to read, but the first time that you come across that one word that you can't pronounce, it fucks up the whole goddamn story.
Hmm.
Because for one, you don't know how to pronounce it. And then because of whoever the fuck that you think that you are, pride kicks in and you're like, well, I ain't gonna ask about hey, what this word is. Or
Right.
or how you pronounce this word, right? So and I think that's what it is with a whole lot of people because I just feel like okay, if everybody knew, not to say that everybody don't know how to read, but those of us that actually really know how to read, right? And if it's a word that you ain't motherfucker too familiar with, then goddamn it, ask somebody, right?
Yeah.
So I
May as
mean,
well.
yeah, I mean because I ask my wife all the time, hey, what this word is, right?
Yeah. Why? Well, I mean, why not? Yeah. The
So
pride thing. The pride thing is a motherfucker. Ego will
yeah,
get you
it
into a
is.
lot of trouble.
It is. It really is.
I
So
mean,
it's
it'll destroy countries. Ego and pride will destroy, literally, destroy empires.
yeah. So I'm just like, I see it. I see it for what it is. But the thing about it, though, Zach, is this: I've been seeing it like this for the past 30 years. I was seeing
Mm,
this shit when I was in my 20s,
mm.
if not earlier. So it's like, okay, I know what the fuck to look for. Just like that one time my uncle told me, because it was a huge drug bust, and they put it on the news. And he told me, nephew, that ain't no drug bust. That's the goddamn delivery.
Hmm.
So they put it on news to let the motherfuckers know, hey, look, we got it. And so every time that I see a huge drug bust, and then because like me and my wife, we was watching the news a while back, and it was a huge drug bust, and I just told her that that's the goddamn delivery. That's how they let the motherfucker know, hey, look, we got it, and we finna start distributing. And he said, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Why is what the fuck they put it on the news?"
Yeah, for real.
So and come on now, let's be reasonable here, right? So I just and I swear, the older I get, which I'll be the first one to say I have no problem with it. The older I get, the smarter I get, the better I see. And and just before, and I know, like with you, you've been around long enough that you done seen this shit at least twice. So it's just know what the fuck to look for. I mean, I ain't gotta tell you this, but I'm just saying, a lot of motherfuckers don't know what the fuck to look for.
Yeah.
So just like I said, I could be like, I could watch the news. I don't. A lot of time I don't even watch the news because I know if it'll be bullshit, right? And and after you had got out of the army or whatever, and I was still in, and then I was with my other army buddies and all that kind of stuff, and then everybody was like, "Well, Sir Harris, won't you go back to school?" I'm like, "The fuck, fire, right?" I mean, well, you could be a good what they call it, shrinks or psychiatrist. I'm like,
Yeah.
again, what the fuck for? When all I'm gonna do, I'm like, you fucked up, you fucked up. Why you even bring your ass in here, right? I mean, I'm just telling you, that's just how the fuck I would do it. I mean, just I'm just like, okay. I'm like, so you depressed? What the fuck for? What you depressed about? What? You can't get no pussy? You can't get no dick? I mean, what is it? Because 9 times out of 10, that's usually what it is, right? Just come on now. Think about it for a minute. Why the fuck else you go motherfucker see a psychiatrist? Because for one, you ain't got enough confidence about yourself to go out and capture what the fuck it is that you need to capture. So a lot of times you might want to blame that shit off of your parents, if indeed they was even there. And if they was there, what the fuck did they teach you? I mean, seriously. Just like I don't know if I told you this, but it was this one soldier. We getting ready to deploy. He 19 years old, Zach, and I was on staff duty. So I get the call. Sorry, Harris, you need to come up here. What's wrong? We got a soldier say he gonna kill himself.
Mm.
And so I'm like, okay, I'll be up there. Call first sergeant. Call first sergeant. Let him know what's going on. Now I call the sergeant major, all that kind of shit. And I logged it down. And I told my runner, I said, look, stay by the phone. I'll be right back. So I go up there and I talk to the soldier. And he was like, and he knew me. He actually like the first day that I actually really saw him, you know, I introduced myself like I do to all my soldiers. And he actually like really had confidence in me that I would. It was like whatever the fuck I told him, he was gonna believe it, right? Because this is how I do. So I sat him down. I'm like, okay, what's going on? And he told me. He said, "Well, sorry, Harris, I'm finna get married." I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute. How old are you?" He said, "I'm
Yeah.
19." I'm like, "Okay, red flag number one. You 19. Why the fuck you gonna get married now?" Right? And then he was like, so I'm just like, okay, so where's your fiance? Back in Mississippi. So you didn't bring her here? No. And I just told him then, I'm like, dog, you do realize that she's getting her back blown out right now. And then on top of that, right, he's trying to send as much money that he can back home to his parents. Which again, I ain't got no problem with that. So I just told him, I said, look, is the pussy that I really asked? I said, is the pussy that damn good? Right? And he dropped his head, right? And he kind of grinned. I'm like, no, I'm being dead serious right now. You 19 years old. You talking about getting married? You finna get deployed? You in Texas, she in Mississippi? Seriously? And you talking you finna end your life? No, dog. You ain't finna do that. Not on my goddamn watch. Right? So I had calmed him down. So by the time I calmed him down, right, he come first on the sergeant major. So I told both of them, I said, you know what? Y'all gonna go on back home, go to sleep. I got him. He good. And so they were like, what? And so they were like, well, what you tell him, Sergeant Harris? I'm like, shit, I just told him what the fuck was up. I said, look, he talking about he finna get married at 19. I told him to cancel that shit. And so they both looking at me like, why you say that? I mean, come on now. They were like, come on now. Y'all know better. She in Mississippi. I'm like, she getting her back blown out right now. And then they thought about it. Like, yeah, you probably right about that. I'm like, I know goddamn well I am. And I told him, I said, look, tell your mom and daddy go get a fucking job. They taking all your goddamn money. No wonder your motherfucking ass is stressed the fuck out. Your fiance ain't here. She getting her back blown and you broke because of your damn parents. I mean,
That'll do it.
listen, it's what the fuck I did. I didn't. Come on now, you know I didn't follow the motherfucking protocol. It ain't what the fuck I do. And so, I mean, I'm just saying, again, this goes back to how I see shit. You know?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah.
Just like I talked to my nephews, and I was like, okay, what is it that really makes your dick hard? And they couldn't tell me. I was like, but y'all call yourselves men. I just see if I listen. I see it for what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Right?
It is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, it sounds simple, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And
I mean, but
yeah.
Oh man, look. Look, let me say this, and we'll get out of here. Enjoy, enjoy being a dad, because before too long, you're gonna be a grandfather. And I'm gonna tell you something. Listen. I'm gonna tell you something about being a grandfather. That's like the the most beautiful thing that any man that really cares, that really gives a fuck about his family. It's the greatest thing that you could ever achieve, because you can look at it like, okay, well, you know what? I raised my child or children, whether it's your actual kids or whether it's step kids, that you raised them the best way you knew how to raise them. You kept them out of trouble. They went out and they found somebody that either acts like really reminds them of you or your woman. And now they produce offspring, which will be your grandchildren. And I'm just here to tell you, man, ain't nothing like that shit. It's like, it's almost like, it's like the ultimate drug ever, because you in the house and your little 2-year old, your 3-year old tugging you by your pants leg or your short leg, talking about Papa or Grandpa, whatever the hell they gonna call you, right? Can I have some money or whatever? And then you able to run your hand down your pocket, give them a quarter or whatever the fuck else. And then they're gonna be like, well, tell me stories. Tell me what the fuck that you did. Right? I mean, because my oldest one that's here, she knows that I've been in the army. Right? And you know, sometimes she'll ask me, well, what did you do? What did you, where you been? What did you do while you was there? And I tell her. best feeling in the world, man.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's a wild chain
Enjoy,
of events.
enjoy fatherhood, and man, look. Soon as you become a grandfather, you better hit me up or whatever fucking technology. Listen, or whatever fucking technology that they may have at the time,
Yeah, no kidding. Ain't no telling.
and then just say, "Hey, Kurt, guess what?" And I'm like, "Oh, you're a grandfather." So, so it's. I'm just telling you, look, man, it's like the greatest. It's like the greatest feeling in the world. I mean, because other than my first sergeants, all of my other buddies, they got kids. They haven't reached what I have already accomplished. But to be perfectly honest with you, though, Zach, sometimes that it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah,
But just know, man, look, I'm gonna ride this shit out. You know what they say? I'm gonna cruise until the motherfucking wheels fall off.
that's it.
I mean, I just I'm enjoying it. Listen, I'm enjoying my motherfucking self. I
That's
mean,
it. That's what you got to do.
I have my
Even how
days.
crazy, all the crazy shit we've been talking about, what the world's doing. At the end of the day, we
Yeah,
got to enjoy it, or at least attempt to.
yeah. I mean, I actually really, every chance that I get, I kind of stop and think about, okay, this is what the fuck I've done so far. And then just know part two is coming. Part two of my book is coming out. I'm
There
doing
you
the
go.
finishing touches on it. And then my wife, she got to do her piece. And then we're going to put all that shit together. Uh, I don't know if I'm actually really going to use the same publisher, but just know that before this year's out, maybe the start of 2024, part two will be out. I'm actually like really, I'm gonna call this one full circle. Or I tell you what, you tell me which one you would use. Full circle, or remember the cadence that we used to sing? And it won't be long till
Mm.
I get on back home.
Ooh.
Because
Ooh.
I'm home. I'm back to where the fuck it all started.
Yeah, I like that. Man, they're both good. They have different, not different meanings, but like a different ringtone. But damn, you got to think about it. They're both good though.
Yeah, so I just feel like okay, whatever the I mean, if I'm gonna stay with the whole Sergeant Harris persona, then I have to say I will have to do the second.
Yeah, it sounds good. Has a lot of meaning too.
Yeah. So in either case, hey, I know you had a birthday a while back, so happy belated birthday. I know you probably celebrated the best way that you could and know how. Uh, Man, look, just continue to enjoy life, dog. That's all what the fuck I can
Hey,
tell
I'm
you.
with you, man. Right back at you.
You
I'm with you
know.
on that.
So, what you want to try to do? Well, this whole week I was off from the gym, but next week or for the next 15 days, I'm gonna be in the gym doing the damn thing. But it's not gonna stop me from actually like if we want to get back together and do a show, talk about some other stuff. It's not going to stop me. Um, I might as well tell you this. I resubmitted my paperwork to get my other 40%. So my packet has already been turned in. I'm just waiting on that goddamn letter. And just know that they gotta pay me. Just know the back pay is gonna be motherfucking ridiculous because
Exactly. Yeah.
listen, because they gotta go back all the way to motherfucking 2018.
Yeah.
Right?
And there, I've
So
heard a lot of good stories lately. So it's the time to put it in. And
yeah.
yeah,
So
man.
and then the wife she already told me, I mean the house that we in is nice, but we're gonna get us a bigger house. And she already done told me that she's actually really gonna give me a room by myself where I can actually really have my own little studio, and she's gonna give me a better laptop where that I can actually really go if I need to go get a video and pull up a clip or whatever and actually really like we can watch the clip and then we can actually really talk about what the fuck we talking about in the clip,
Yeah.
right? So
That's what's up.
so yeah, so I'm gonna have my own studio before too long, and just know like just know shit is gonna get better. It's gonna get better. You know, I feel it. I know it's coming. You know, but just know, hey, look, and then I still want us to do our project too, man. Like no
Oh,
bullshit.
yeah, I've been thinking about that too, man.
Yeah,
It's a good idea, good concept, and we'll keep our eye on it. But I'm with you, man. Stay positive, and good things are coming. Like I know as the world kind of gets chaos, make no mistake, the world continues to spin. So I'm with you, man. It sounds like the future's bright, and I feel the same way. And yeah, I would say probably like early next week we try to do another show.
yeah. And I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna send you a video. It came across my doggone news feed on YouTube. It's called the Trayvon Martin hoax. And this guy, he really did his goddamn homework, right? I mean, we knew that it was bullshit, but how he broke this shit down was motherfucking ridiculous.
But yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, so I'll do that. I'll send you the link, and then we'll do this like next week sometime.
All right, sounds good, man.
All right, man. I'll talk to you.
All right, peace.
All right, yep. All right, y'all. Look, another show in the books. Um, what the fuck can I say that I haven't already said? You know, hey, look, it is what it is, people. It's Friday. A lot of y'all finna get off work. You probably got your little paycheck or whatever. Pay your bills, people. Pay your bills. And make sure you have something to eat, right? Because the thing about it though is this. If the lights is out and you can't eat, guess what? You ain't finna get no pussy. You ain't finna get no dick. Plain and simple. So with that being said, guess what the fuck y'all get to do? Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dad, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucker next door across the street round the corner, Paulus Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Till next time.